see, are they too loud now? They might be too loud now.
No, we're fine.
Is that too loud for you?
No, that's good.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice and loud now.
All right.
All right, we ready?
Yeah.
Recording in progress.
Ooh. Good evening. I'm Naomi Miller, Chair of the Shaftsbury Select Board, and I am calling to order this special meeting on Wednesday, January 15th, 2025, 6 p.m. at Cole Hall and on Zoom. Does anybody have a conflict of interest with anything on this agenda?
No.
No, good. Are there any public? Does not seem so. So we can't get any public comments.
No.
First order after those things is select board vote on the FY26 budget. So.
Okay, do you want me to share the Excel?
Can you share the
Yes,
Excel?
I'm going to share the Excel.
Can you folks hear me through my Mac?
Yes.
Yes.
There we go. Zip it up to the top. Okay. So when last we spoke about this on Monday night, we had the only changes we made were sorry to make you dizzy, public safety, libraries, law enforcement.
Right.
And we had bumped it up to 90,000 to be prudent in keeping it to the 24 hours.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that, and let me
So I just want to, on that, I just want to note that when we run those numbers,
yeah.
24 hours for 52 weeks comes up to basically 100,000. So I just want to make sure if someone questions us on that, I will have to, we're not exactly getting, so let me just do the math real quick here. At 90 hours, at $90,000. So if you divide that by 52, and then that's $1,730. So that would be divided by 24, I guess. That would only be 72. So we're still not quite at 24 hours a week for 52 weeks.
Oh,
so
okay.
If someone were to, like if you do let's see.
I thought I calculated like $80 for 24 hours per times 52.
Thrown off in our calculations.
Yeah.
The fact that this has not been a full year.
Yeah.
Right.
But
So 80 times 24 is 1,920. That times 52 is just shy of 100. It's $99,840.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I don't want to get caught in the middle of the meeting saying, "Hey, we got 24 hours," and then someone could do the math.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So
So
we're
we
not
want to be accurate with everybody. We could say it differently. We could say this is for we can figure out how many hours that is over the course of the year. We'll just, rather than say it's 24 hours a week, we can say this is for, X number of hours for the fiscal year of 2026.
Okay. Let me just erase this over here. All right. I mean, it's going to be different, anyway, if they do like overnight.
Right. Yeah, I just don't want to, there'll be people every year, there's someone in the audience who finds like an arithmetic error somewhere in there.
Right.
And, oh, you said it was $50, but it's only 25. And it just, it happens. So
Yeah.
just because law enforcement's been a topic, I don't want to we could be accused of like overpromising what we're delivering, but we are.
Well, we've increased it anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
We have increased it, and also we're doing something new, which I think we need to talk to people about when this comes up at town meeting, which is that Paula and the sheriff are talking regularly about how to adjust the hours based on need.
Yeah.
Right.
And that used to happen not very much. There used to be just a sort of basic, he was filling the hours, right?
Right, but like I said to Sheriff Gully, you're going to know if a problem exists before I will. They'll get the phone calls, then I'll get the phone calls.
Mm-hmm.
So
the way Right,
Go
but I
ahead.
think if we say it the way, if we say, so $90,000 divided by 80 is 1,125. So we could just say, for fiscal year 2026, we have 1,125 sheriff hours.
Right.
And so if we divide that by 52, that's actually 21.6 hours a week. But rather than talk about the weekly hours, maybe we could just say, we have 1,125 sheriff hours for the year of 2026, which is roughly 22 hours a week we could round up to. But just with the,
And yes, and that's a good way to think about it.
Yeah, it
Because
is.
it will be varying. There will be
Yeah.
some weeks when it goes under 21.
and
there
we might
will-
even know that, if we need a bunch of like overnight shifts for some reason, that we're going to be trimming other weeks' coverage to compensate for that. So.
Steal from Peter, pay Paul. Yeah, definitely.
Well, what was encouraging, I think, for the people on Twitchell Hill was the fact that they were working with the state police and they
Yeah.
were feeding them information. So I think that's important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we'll continue to be doing.
Yeah.
And then right after that meeting, things died down a lot.
Yeah. A lot. Yeah.
Because of the changes and them working with the neighbors.
And you're right about the fact that it'll move from one place to another.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I would imagine it's likely to stay in some proximity to 7A or 67. So,
Yeah. No, I think you're right, Mike. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. I just don't want to get caught making a.
No,
no,
absolutely.
thank you. That's wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you're right. And I don't think 100,000, I think 100,000 would be like, holy cow,
Yeah.
that would be a little over much. Let me just scroll down to see where we ended with that. And that change brought us to, right now we're at 5.9, we're just under 6.
Yeah.
I want to point out that as we're hearing about the other towns' budgets, we are exactly in line with everybody else.
Yes.
Yeah. And one thing to note about if it comes up, in the way inflation, we're compensating for inflation now for 2026 that happened, in 2023 and 4. Our budgets are always kind of behind the inflation ball. So the reason it's up now is because of inflation that happened, 12, 18 months ago.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Yeah, because we can always hope that inflation's going to go down now.
Right. But our budget cycle will always be
Yeah.
behind that 8 ball.
Exactly. It's a guess. What else?
Is there anything else does anybody have any last thoughts about this budget?
No.
No.
Very good. Good job.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, Paul.
Yeah, thank you.
And really, to make your way through a budget like this for the first
Yeah.
time without anybody who has seen it through before at your side, I think is really quite an extraordinary
It's just a
accomplishment.
bunch of numbers. You and Martha helped a lot just to go over with it and bounce stuff off of. So,
And next year it'll be like a turkey in the oven
cakewalk.
already at Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it'll be in the oven with the turkey.
Yeah.
Much earlier. Believe me.
And it'll be easy.
It'll be easy. Yeah.
Okay. So are we ready to take a vote on this?
Yes.
Yeah. Can I have a motion to approve the fiscal year 25 Shaftsbury budget as presented?
Wait, this is the 26th, isn't it?
I'm sorry.
Right.
Yeah, so that's the motion I want, right?
I will. Oh, go ahead.
Okay, I'll make a motion to accept this fiscal year 26 budget as written.
A second?
I'll second that.
Thank you. Moved by Martha, seconded by Mike. Any final discussion?
No.
No? Okay. All in favor, say aye.
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 Congratulations. We've got a budget to propose to the voters.
Good to Paula. Thank you, Paula.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Other business. Anybody have anything to bring up at this juncture? No.
No.
Yes. We
Thank you,
finally.
Martha, thank you for getting those people in line and about the information. You know, thank you.
I think we need to continue to say, and what I didn't think of last night or Monday night, is that we live in a really fractured media environment. I think
Yes.
that's the way to say
Yes.
it. And
Good.
getting information to people is very difficult now. There is not, not everybody's watching the nightly news. Not everybody
Right.
gets the Bennington Banner.
Right.
We as a town, I think, are caught between doing things in kind of an analog way and then doing things in a digital way, and are trying to hit and reach as many people as possible. And especially on the digital side, the town is doing much, much more than it ever had, even 10 years ago. So
Yes.
that
Even
we
5 years ago.
continue to talk about that there are so many ways that you can get things, and to encourage people to engage in a way that feels authentic to them. And at the moment in time, I didn't think as succinctly as I am right now about saying it that way, but to continue to kind of encourage folks to either do a social media thing or the Front Porch Forum, or if they are, avid Bennington Banner readers, that we are going to continue to work to try to get out as much as we can in a very kind of fractured environment.
And I think my research has shown that only a third of the population is not in touch. The other third is in touch, and then the top third are way ahead. So I mean, just we have to, when I turned around and asked Cinda, what will work, and she goes, maybe I need to get in touch, and I said, you can Zoom, so the onus is on them. Yeah.
And also I think something that people don't yet have in their handy repertoire is logging on to the website at their leisure in the middle of the night on the way to, and just playing the Zoom. You can even just get the audio of the Zoom, and it's always there on our website. So, it's practically a podcast.
That would be interesting, wouldn't it? Shaftesbury
I do
podcast.
know somebody who listens to it on her way to work.
Interesting.
Wow.
We all have our things we do.
Right.
Like watching paint dry.
Okay. Any other business? No. Okay. Review of action items.
I'm assuming this budget is going to go to Marlene and into the town report now that it's finalized.
Yeah. Great.
And I don't know if it's possible to do, or if it adds more money in the kind of printing of the page, but if there is a way to have lines, have I already asked if that's possible in the printing of things? So it looks kind of like the Excel spreadsheet that is there. It's very difficult to read, at least in
I
versions.
understand what you're saying, because when I read it in the book, I'm like, why are there it drives me nuts that there aren't Excel lines like this.
There's just spaces, and so if there's a way, you have to almost take it with a ruler. So
I think it's because the Excel sheet was probably changed to a PDF and then the lines disappear.
I see.
So I will do my best to get lines, because it will drive me nuts.
Because there's a way to put in all the lines, and then when you print it, then it's has all the lines in it, and then maybe that gets converted into a PDF.
Right. On it.
I think
Readability. Yep, I get it.
Good. So at this point, I would entertain a motion to enter executive session.
So moved.
Talked about legal issues.
Okay.
So moved.
Thank you, Mike.
Let's figure out how to do that.
Thank you, Tony, for seconding. And Marie, thank you for being here. When we come back, we will be taking action if you want to, hang around for it. But we're gonna mute ourselves now.
I can put them in the waiting room.
And then open for the mute.
That, or you're gonna have to mute and then call us. No, you can't do that.
Yeah.
No,